Hello, preaching team. This is Michael Asmus, and I'm going to show you how to blog with Squarespace. You're going to open up your internet browser. Sorry about that. Just want to make a new window, but squarespace.com is where you're going to want to go. You're not going to want to go to City Church Long Beach. You're going to want to go to Squarespace. Hit enter. You'll go to Squarespace and click Login. And the login for Squarespace is media@citychurchlb.org. That's the email you're going to use, media@citychurchlb.org. And the password to get in is CCLB161 ##. That's the password to get into Squarespace. So we're going to type in media@citychurchlb.org and then lowercase c, capital L, capital B, 161 ##. And click login. Now you'll open up a editing kind of page for all of our websites. All this stuff is stuff you shouldn't have to worry about. You're going to want to click on pages. If you happen to accidentally edit something or change something, please let me know as soon as you do. That way we can change it back. It's not that big of a deal. But just let me know what you did and I can log on and change it. But you'll click on pages and you'll see under main navigation these tabs, which correlate to the browsing tabs right up in the right-hand corner of the website. We have these hidden pages, Pastor's Blog, Daily Devotional, and Podcasts. Those are done so no one can really go to them right away. We didn't want to create extra tabs up here for Pastor's Blog and Daily Devotional. Instead, we use the Blogs tab where people can click on the Pastor's Blog or the Daily Devotional and they can subscribe to them. And just by clicking on them, they will take them to the page right down here that are hidden. So for our purposes, we'll click Pastor's Blog. And you'll see all the past blogs that we have done. And they're all reflected on this left-hand side. So to add a blog, you will hit this plus sign, add a post, and a new window will pop up. You'll title your post, Jesus loves you. And how Squarespace works in their blogging is you add content blocks. So you'll see these little insert points, and that's where you'll add a content block. All blog post windows that open up like this automatically come with a text content block. And so you can just start typing right away. So you can say, "For the Bible tells me so." And then if you want to add a picture, click another insert point. And these are all the content blocks are. There's a lot to choose from, and you won't really use all of them. If you're curious about any of them, go ahead, play with them, or ask me questions. But for the main purposes, you'll probably just use these basic ones, mainly text and images. If you want to add a song, you can do audio. If you want to add a quote, it will change kind of how the text looks and look like a quote block. But let's add an image. So when you click the content block, a new content block appears, and you just drag and drop images right here. So let's go and type in Jesus, go to images, and lots of pictures of Jesus. Let's go with this one. So I'll click on View Image, and I'll just drag and drop it to my desktop. If you want to organize all your pictures onto some kind of, system that you have, folder system, that's fine. But once you upload it to Squarespace, you can just delete it. So I'm going to drag and drop that picture of Jesus right here, and I'm going to hit Apply. But before I do, you'll see how the name of this is Jesus-Christ.jpg. If someone wants to download the picture, they can. And if it's like a bunch of numbers and you want to be nice, you could just retitle this as Jesus, and that's what the file name will be changed to. If you want to add a caption, you just click down here and you'll type like Jesus in majesty. And you will change the caption from caption to below to caption on hover. That's just to stay consistent with the website aesthetics. So the caption, it will be changed from caption below to caption on hover. Click apply, and there's your image. And then if you want to go back to edit the text, you just click on it, And if you want to add another one, you can. So let's add the text. Let's say, yes, he does. Great, that's your blog post. Now you realize, I kind of want the picture down below. So I'm going to grab the picture and I'm just going to kind of move it wherever I want to. I can move it up above, I can move it back to its original spot, or I can move it down. And that's just kind of an easy way of moving things without having to kind of completely redo stuff. So move down, and now those two text boxes merge. So that's something you want to be careful of, is if you have text that you actually want to keep separated in two separate boxes, you actually kind of have to insert something. So let's add a spacer, and that's just a space. We will delete this, and we will add a text box that says, yes, he does. Great, you're satisfied. That's the blog that you want to post. The last important thing to do is to add an author. Authors are added on categories. If you click the plus sign, you'll see that Bill and Jason already have their own because they've already written blogs. But since you are not Bill and Jason, you'll hit create category and you'll just type your name in. Hit enter on your keyboard and a brand new category will pop up. Now you can select multiple categories. You can select Bill, you can select Jason, and you can kind of see how it's kind of hard to see, but you can see how they are a little bit of a darker gray, but really you just want to keep your name so that way that's the author. We'll just click out of it, and there's my name. Now you can save a draft, or you can have one that needs review, or you can schedule your blog to post some other time. Scheduling blogs is something we'll use for the daily devotionals. So we can write a whole bunch out and then we schedule them to be released at 1 in the morning or whatever. Or we can just publish it right now, which is an option right here. If there's drafts or needs review or scheduled, they're up here in these tabs. So the all is what all have been published. But you'll find ones that are waiting to be released that have a scheduled date under schedule. You'll have ones that are under review, or you'll just have drafts. But for the most part, you're just going to be writing your blog and hit save and publish. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is comments. So comments are always on, but let's look at what this blog post appears as on the website. So great, now we have this new one. We just click this title here, and it will take us to the brand new blog post. We have the comments underneath the social media section, which if you want to share to Facebook, to Twitter, to Gmail, or to Pinterest, you can. But let's just type a comment and be like, I love Jesus too. And you'll hit post comment. And since I'm under the City Church Long Beach, I'm logged in as City Church Long Beach, that's what appears. Now, because comments can get tricky, especially with the more controversial blog posts, we can flag them. And if you click report or the flag, it'll alert me on the media Gmail, and I can go ahead and delete it or see if it's worth deleting. You can like a post, and the comments are sorted by most liked. So it'll go from highest like to lowest like. That way it just kind of filters out the better content on top. You can also hit reply. So this is important for you. If you see someone else making a comment, you can hit reply. And then you can just type in and say, I'm so glad to hear that. Hit post reply, and it kind of creates like a little chain of comments. And people can continue replying to this or continue replying to this. And if you write something and you want to delete it, just hit the X here. And we'll just hit delete. And there you go. That's the blog. Now, one last thing I want to share about blogging is that our blogs when someone subscribes to our blogs, they'll get an email of the blog at 3 p.m. the day it was posted. So what that means is if you write a blog at noon and you publish it at noon, at 3 p.m., people get in their email that there is a new blog, and their email will also have the blog in the email. But if you publish it at 3:01 p.m., people won't get that email until the next day at 3 p.m. So we have an automatic send that sends the blog post emails at 3 p.m. So you want to make sure that when you write your blog, you publish it by 3 p.m. Well, actually 2:59 of the day you want people to read it. So that's blogging. I hope it was helpful. Oh, one last thing. If you want to go back and edit your post, you just click here and you hit edit, or you can actually fully delete it. You edit, and the whole window will pop back up. So once again, that's blogging. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, of course, ask me. But otherwise, blog on.